Learn to Earn Dayton is a Cradle to Career initiative. It really focuses on all the different ways in which you try to achieve your attainment outcomes at the upper end of the continuum, which would be college degrees, marketable credentials. But in order to do that, you really have to think about what are the predictors of that. You collect data on the metrics and you then create strategies around those metrics to try to achieve your overall attainment goals.
Preschool Promise started as a pilot. We said if we're really serious about increasing the number of adults that have some type of college or career credential, that we have to start at the very beginning. We need a preschool promise to anchor it. Montgomery County has funded the early childhood work from the beginning, including the Preschool Promise pilot. That pilot was successful, and our mayor put forth a levy that allowed us to expand it so that we could serve all children in the city of Dayton. We use our kindergarten readiness assessment to look at that data, and 36% of our children at Preschool Promise sites were fully ready for kindergarten, compared to only 18% of those who were not at a Preschool Promise site.
So within Learn to Earn, one of our three primary legs of work is the Northwest Dayton Partnership, which is place-based work. That's guided and led by the Resident Steering Committee, and they own the plan.
Our primary responsibility is to make certain that the actions that we take align with the needs that have been identified by the members who live within the Northwest Dayton. We organize focus groups to give the community an opportunity to have a voice.
Recently, Learn to Earn Dayton was able to work with a team of dedicated residents from Northwest Dayton on the first ever proximate grant making process here in our region.
They made the decisions to fund the groups that they knew could deliver, the organizations they trust.
The steering committee members will stay on board to make certain what each grantee says they're going to do, that is actually done.
What we heard from the residents is the dramatic impact it had, that in every aspect, the power and the decisions were theirs.
The Omega Community Development Corporation focuses on youth development, family development, and economic development in Northwest Dayton. We have been working with Learn to Earn for many, many years. So much has been lost over the years. We have watched one business after another leave this community. These are things that really begin to tear the psyche of a people, and it is hard to regain the trust and the hope. Data drives our work. It's very difficult to say we are making impact if we don't have clear understanding of the metrics, what we're measuring, and what results we're receiving. Learn to Earn has encouraged our leadership on the Promise Neighborhood Grant to have them say to me, "I think you should lead." It was just a word of confidence. Learn to Earn is here to be the backbone and to support you as you go forward.
We recenter power with organizations like Omega CDC to really be the leaders of work on the ground in the neighborhoods where we know we've got to place a focus and shift our resources.
One of the things I think that StriveTogether has been remarkable about doing is creating clear metrics. What does it mean to be a community that's at a certain stage? What do you have to demonstrate? And then whoever the provider is, in this case, we as Learn to Earn Dayton, we can say, based on the research they've done, here's where we are, and here's what that means for our community.
Partnerships are incredibly essential. It's going to take all of us working together, and it's going to take all of us saying to the powers that be, we've got to do this a little differently if we want to see these kinds of results.
We have students across the Dayton region with so much promise. They don't all have the same opportunity. And it takes organizations like Learn to Earn and all of our partners to make that opportunity possible.